Hey, how are you? It's such a beautiful thing to see you yet again on another episode of Tidbits of Tasty Tuesdays. My name is Magdalene Kamau, and I would like us to go through a new topic, which is how to get better in your business again. How to get better in your business again. You're wondering why am I talking about again? And maybe this is probably your first time that you're going into a business, which I'm not so sure that's the case. Well, I'd like us to consider something. Most of us have gone through some kind of education. Most of us went through primary school, we went through high school, and later on, maybe because we didn't value employment, or we didn't want to go through employment, or we did not get a job, we did not get employed, we decided to try our own businesses. And somewhere down the line, things do not work out. I want to take you through something. Just let me take you back through your days when you were younger. I want to show you that you've been in business before. Probably you just haven't thought about it that way. Remember when we used to have the ticket sales for a movie at school, or car wash days, or maybe times when we came in with things from home and we tried to sell to each other for fundraising. That was business. That was actually business. What is different today? Why is it that today, however much you try to make the same kind of amount of money or the same kind of impact you made when you were little, you're not able to do it today? What is the difference? What has changed? I thought, and I believe you also thought, that the older you grow, the wiser you become, that now you're able to make better decisions than you used to make earlier on. You know, in my last recording, when we did Dare to Discover Your True Self, I came across a friend who actually told me, I've tried all the 4Ds over and over again, and I still feel discouraged. I'm not sure that I want to try out the business. And I brought them through, this is someone I've known for a while, so I took them through their childhood, and I asked them, did you ever have those times when you needed to do a fundraising at school? And you did not want to involve parents directly, so what you did was to bring up ideas, share them at school, and then you would actually implement those ideas and generate some income. You remember that? And she said, yeah, I remember we used to do car washing. And I told her there are three good things that we actually did when we were little in business that we no longer do when we are mature. Somehow we refrain from doing it. We cut ourselves out of it. And today I want us to try and go back to our childhood and try and get better in our businesses again. Let us call back our childhood business aspect and bring it out so that our businesses today can actually be fruitful. The first thing we actually did whenever we wanted to raise funds for whatever reason, the first thing the teacher used to say is that, could you go home and in the next 2 days come up with ideas that we could use to generate income or to raise some money? And we would have a certain amount of money we need to raise. So the first thing what we had to do was to come up with a plan. The first thing you need to do, even today, is to have a plan. Today we call them business plans. When we were little, what we did, we went home, we discussed with our friends, and we evaluated different plans. We would think of, okay, we can come and sell mangoes. In my village, we did a lot of sales of mangoes, different kind of mangoes that grew in the field. So we would bring them to school. But before bringing them to school, we actually had to make that plan to sell the mangoes. So the first thing you ever do in your when you want to run a business is actually to have a plan. What exactly do you want to do? How do you want to raise this kind of money you want to raise? And when you're thinking about this, you go way round. I remember when we were young, we would come up with all sorts of ideas. And then the second thing we used to do, other than having a plan, which normally we wrote down because we would have so many plans, so we did kind of write a business plan. The second thing we would do would be to pitch the plan. what would happen is that every child would, who had a plan, or every group that had a plan, would have one person who would stand in front of the others, and they would discuss the plan openly and say, we want to have a car wash day on Saturday, or on Friday and Saturday, or we want to bring in cookies from home and sell. And we would elaborate to the entire class how our plan was going to work and how we were going to generate an income. Very strange. We used to do that without knowing that it was called pitching. Our teachers used to be there, and the entire class would be there, and we would discuss over and over why this plan was better than the other plan. Or we would actually try to fill in that plan and make it better. We would pitch. The question is, have you pitched your plan to anybody? In the town that I am in today, Mombasa, we have this habit where we have a hub actually where we encourage people to get into the habit of pitching their plans. That when they have written down the business plan, they need to come and verbally defend it. Come and verbally elaborate it to people. Come and tell the people the ideas they have and how they want to go about it and the money aspect of it. However, I've noticed that there are people who will say, I've written a plan and that's it. When you write down the business plan, the next part is always to pitch the plan. The business pitch is important. That's when you get the people critiquing. That's where you get the customers. That's where you get the investors. That's where you actually get extra ideas. People who have had the experience in this will actually tell you the importance of pitching is that it gives you the courage to carry on. It also helps you see places that you had turned a blind spot to. So obviously the second thing is to pitch. And the third thing, and I think this is one part that has been deeply ignored. I remember talking to my friend Amani, and he was actually saying, this generation, the current generation does not want to have this third part. And the third part is get a mentor. I mean, you're thinking, okay, why would I want to talk to some old guy about my plan? Why would I want to have someone listen to me? A mentor is not always that old guy. It is simply someone who understands that field, mostly have been in business, and I would prefer you go for a mentor who has actually had a failed business before, not the ones who just take off. It is very important to actually have a mentor who have actually lost one business or two, and as they now come up, they can actually be able to point out things that they did that failed or that caused their businesses to fall. Why is it important for a musician, for an actor? Why is it important for a poet or someone who even intends to sell these vegetables to have a mentor? Because there's someone else who's done that before. There's someone else who is going through it right now, and they're willing to share. Let you be that person who they will share with. Listen, sometimes we misunderstand what mentors are supposed to be. They're not people who will lend us money. They will not even loan. They will not even give the money. They give something bigger. They give the intellect, the advice. And it is our business. It is our duty as the person who wants to be mentored. We say a mentee. You as the mentee, you who wants to start the business, it's your work to go after the mentor. It is your work to go and ask the questions, the difficult questions to the mentor, and let them take you through it. However, your mentor might ask you to put down specific things like your plans, like your records. They might want you to come in with records and show the real deal, what you have been doing. People today who are going into business without a mentor, you're actually signing for failure. So the three things, if you want to get back to business again, remember that your teacher was your mentor. So the first thing you do, remember what your teacher said, go and get a plan, make a plan. The second thing, come and pitch your plan to people you respect, to people who will listen to you, to possible investors and customers, and then get a mentor. Now I'll go on with this because currently I'm doing business mentorship, and I would want to share with you several areas of business mentorship. So I will go on and break down this talk that we've done today so that you can go on and benefit. For now, I'll say bye, and I hope to see you again in the next episode of Tidbits of Tasty Tuesdays. My name is Magdalene Kamau, talking to you from Mombasa in Kenya. saying bye.